Sydney, one of the world's most beautiful and vibrant cities, is showcased by a sophisticated and cosmopolitan way of life. And the grand old lady of the harbour city is the Queen Victoria Building. A truly, truly wonderful, wonderful piece of architecture. And of course, some magnificent shopping, fine dining and fabulous cafes. All you could want in the Queen Victoria Building in the city. And this is the last of our semi-finals to be contested today. And the players make their way onto the court. It is an all-Chinese affair.
Yes, the defending champion against the world and Olympic champion, the battle of the left-handers at the top half of the draw. We saw Simon Santoso overcoming his compatriot Tommy Sugiato a little earlier.
I have green or black?
Red.
Black? Side? Okay. Lincoln, serve or receive? Serve?
So our umpire, Goris Chia from Singapore. Now that's decided who's starting where. This man, the defending champion, Tian Houwei, won the title last year, beating CHN in the final, but it was really his semi-final victory over the world number one, Lee Chongwei, that caused such a sensation here in Sydney last year. He is the world number 13 from Fuzhou in Fujian province. Former world junior champion. Back in 2009, won the gold medal. His win-loss record for the year. 2 finals he's been in, the Swiss Grand Prix Gold and also the China Masters Grand Prix Gold, where he lost in the final to his opponent of today, Derek Wong, in the first round. Ueda of Japan in the second. That was a tough match, an hour and 15 minutes. And in the quarter-final, defeated his teammate, the number 6 seed, Wang Shaming, in 2 straight games. So to the 30-year-olds, also from Fuzhou, in Fujian province, world ranking of 22, actually down 1 place this week, but only 5 tournaments towards that world ranking. 2-time Olympic gold medalist and the first badminton player in history to win 5 world championship gold medals in the same discipline. Of course, Park Chibong also won 5 world championship gold medals, but over men's doubles and mixed doubles. He is a phenomenal badminton player. So much talk about who is the greatest of the era. Is it the world number 1, Lee Chongwei, or is it this man, Lin Dan? Well, this will only be the second meeting between the 2 players. The first meeting, that final of the China Masters earlier this year. I have to say, that was pretty one-way traffic, wasn't it? 14-9. So for Lin Dan, trying to reach his first Super Series final for 27 months. Last time he was in the finals, we look at our court officials for this one, was when he won the All England Championships in 2012. This is only his 2nd Super Series event since then, though, so that statistic of saying trying to reach his first final isn't quite as drastic as I've made it sound.
On my right, Lincoln, China. And on my left, Tian Houwei, China. Lincoln to serve, level, play.
So the world and Olympic champion against the defending champion, Lin Dan, nearest to us. Defending champion, well, really announced his arrival on the world stage, I think, in winning the Australian Open last year. Tian Houwei. That's gone long.
Just as an interesting sidelight with the players and the spotlight that has been on this tournament this year, Lin Dan was mobbed when he was by fans when he did a promotional visit around Darling Harbour earlier in the week, you know, which shows the, you know, the attraction that he has and the focus that he brings to the tournament.
It's gone wide. Yeah, and I can fully understand that. I mean, I think everybody in world badminton, bar perhaps Lee Chong-wei, has missed his presence in international tournaments, certainly the Super Series. I think maybe I'm, again, being a little unfair. I think Lee Chong-wei actually wants the challenge of it. I think to have two great stars in the world of badminton, you have it in any sport. When you have rivals, Ko and Ovett in middle distance running years ago, of course, in the early 80s, it just spices things up a little bit, you know, and one's no good without the other sort of thing. McEnroe said when Borg retired, he actually sort of felt a loss himself, and he missed the rivalry that he had with the great Swedish tennis player. So, you know, I think, in all honesty, I think Lee Chong-wei and Lin Dan, as much as people in the media try and build up that, you know, the great rivalry, they're actually very good friends off court.
Well, I pose this question to you. Today, he's up against an opponent who is obviously quality himself and giving away 8 years in age. Is that going to be a factor?
No. Emphatic, no.
You didn't even take time to think about that one. In a lot of sport, you have peak ages, you know, when athletes are at their prime. Is there a peak age in badminton?
No, I don't think so as such. I think that since 2006, when the scoring mechanism was changed from only being able to score a point when you were serving, I think the physicality of the old scoring system was much harder. And I think physically it's easier nowadays, and therefore players can keep going at the elite level until an older age. That's gone wide. Not wide by much.
So then some of the great champions, it can extend their longevity?
Yeah.
You know?
I believe so. Yeah, looking at that again, that's clearly wide.
It's gone long. Neither player really settled into a groove just yet, have they?
5-6.
In earlier rounds, would some players be intimidated by the man they see opposite them when they play someone like a Lin Dan, whose CV is so impressive?
think that's probably the case in any sport. You know, that's the pressure when you play against somebody that's achieves so much. You know, you can't ignore that. Of course, you go onto court believing you can win. You know, but the reality is when you go a few points down, you know, as much as you say to yourself, yeah, I can keep on winning, it's tough.
8-6.
And sometimes players do win on reputation. That's a very casual backhand from Lin Dan.
That one into the net.
Service
Has
over.
there been any particular part of
7,
Lin Dan's
8.
game that has stood out over the years that makes him so special?
Everything.
You've taken the easy answer on that one. Well, you've got to have everything right to achieve what he has.
Yes, I think be more serious about it, and I think that his capacity
Service over.
to suddenly
9,
inject pace
7.
within the rallies. And to me, it's the pace of movement rather than the pace of shot. And, you know, that's a rare ability. Almost seeming to be able to win
8,
points at will.
9.
The rest of us have to fight and work for each point. Suddenly he can say to himself, okay, right, next 5-6 points, and you really see that injection of pace. And that's why it's so exciting watching him play against Tian Houwei, because they are two of the best exponents of that
9,
injection of
4.
pace, in my opinion, in the world of badminton.
Still pretty tight here. Lovely use of angles. At times he looks like he's just caressing the shuttle. It's just
Service over.
beautiful.
10-9.
I thought this one was going wide. Yeah, I'm sure it was. I think Tian Houwei could have left it and would have won the point.
Oh, magic.
11-9 interval.
We go to the interval. 9 minutes in, and it's 11-9 to Lin Dan. Is he a cool, calm, collected character?
Without any question.
Yeah, he has that presence on the court. Just
Yeah, he has an aura about him as well, doesn't he? He oozes star quality.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Wait.
I wonder what's going on in his mind. Thinking, how do I upset this guy? How do I get under his skin?
Second game. Correction. 11-9. Play.
In the semi-final, number 2.
9.
Lin Dan in control at the moment.
Oh, that's outrageous.
Some of the angles are just, well, uncanny. at that. It's like he's got it on a string, I've got to say. Well finished.
14-9.
He's putting on a clinic at the moment.
No. I think he's been a little bit lazy so far with that backhand.
14.
Now that, of course, is hypercritical because, you know, I'm talking about a world and Olympic champion.
Yeah.
11.
But you
14.
don't, even at his standard, you don't want to have sloppy play heading into a final, if in fact he qualifies.
No, exactly. You want to be in top form.
Yeah.
Service over. 15-11. Service over. 12-15.
Let's just see what this young 22-year-old has got. Take it to the champion. It's good play.
13-15. Houwei. Tian Houwei.
Of course, I have no doubt that he would love to defend this title.
Well taken. Little look from Lin Dan towards the umpire. As if appealing for a call of a fault, but I think the umpire got it right. I didn't see any infringement at the front of the court.
Service over. 16-14.
Well, I know it's always difficult when two players from the same nation meet each other, but I'm really not seeing at the moment the sort of intensity and desire, that's nicely done, that we saw with the first of the men's singles semi-finals. Two Indonesians playing each other. It was quite clear there was real intensity in it, and at the moment, you know, we're seeing some beautiful shots, we're seeing some athletic movement and so on, but in general, I'm not seeing the urgency or intensity that we saw in the first semi-final.
Rally. Crack here. Well, it was Lin Dan who buckled in a long rally.
Well, I think the shuttle may have been deflected from hitting the top of the tape from Tian Houwei. Yep. Therefore made it difficult for Lin Dan to control his net shot. Yep, there we go. Did indeed touch the top of the net on its way over.
And there's the little sorry gesture.
Service over. 17-16.
Oh, it's called good. Well, I wasn't convinced by that myself. There's a challenge here from Lin Dan. He thought it was long.
Lin Dan challenge called in.
Let's see if Hawkeye agrees with the officials. Crowd, get into it. And yes, it does.
Challenge unsuccessful. Lin Dan, 1 challenge remaining. Service over, 17 all.
Works the angles.
18-17.
Just waiting for this match to take off. Just
Yeah, I sense that as well.
It's just.
Yeah.
I think even the crowd is waiting for something. It's like we're poised for takeoff, but we haven't hit the button yet.
Service over,
It's costly, particularly in the latter
19-18.
stages of this opening game.
Oh. Tian Houwei, I thought, moved before the serve was struck.
20. Game point 18.
2 game point opportunities for Lin Dan.
One's gone.
Service over, 19-20.
Puts that into the net.
First game won by Lin Dan.
And that is the first game.
19.
Goes to Lin Dan, 21-19, 18 minutes.
Well, unlike the first men's singles, where the Indonesians, both Indonesian players, had their own coach involved. No Chinese coaches involved in this one, just leaving it to the players' own devices.
Media call earlier on in the week for all of the players. Not a bad backdrop, I've got to say. Some of the wonderful landmarks in Sydney, addressing the local and international media, and of course there's always a photo opportunity with not only the press but fellow players, some autographs, and a little later on for one of these particular players there was a bit of a, well, a mobbing.
Court 1, 20 seconds.
Here are the highlights from the opening game, which went down to the wire. It was 2019 to Lin Dan. And lovely little cross-court smash that time. court coverage, but in the end, not good enough to win that particular point.
Second game. The ball. Play.
Let's see if we get a shift in intensity here.
Service over. 1 love.
Yeah, the whole thing needs to go up a gear, doesn't it?
I've got a feeling the crowd are just, you can sense it. They're waiting for something, whether it's a great point, something that will just launch
Service over.
the match.
1.
As I said in the opening game, it's always difficult when you play against a teammate. You know each other's style of game, you train together on a daily basis, but somehow this is a little too pedestrian in a way for me. You won't get away with backhands like that.
Service
Tian
over.
Houwei
2-1.
against other elite players in the world. I mean, it's almost as if, oh, he doesn't often miss those, does he, Lin Dan? But I don't know whether they're afraid of really sort of going for it, knowing that their opponent will know what their winning shots are, or quite what it is, but it certainly hasn't lived up to the billing quite yet.
Service over. 2-all.
You see here what he's capable of. Certainly capable of pulling out winners.
Perfect net shot from Lin Dan. And there's me saying the most outstanding thing about the world and Olympic champion is his injection of pace. We certainly haven't seen it yet, have we?
He took it off. Played by the young man.
3-all.
The winner of this advances into tomorrow's final up against Simon Santoso.
4-3.
He's already there. Would he be having a close look at this? Keeping an eye on this?
I would have thought so. Another great thing about the organisation of this particular event, all the players are staying in nearby hotels where they can walk to and from this venue. So Simon Santoso has just gone wide. After his match, he will have done his warm down, his stretches, gone back to the hotel, had a shower, and he's probably walked back down here to have a little look at this.
Long.
7-4.
So Lin Dan now, little run, gets away by 3. taken the first game 21-19.
Service over, 5-7.
Love the way a lot of players look down at the racket after they've missed a shot, as if the racket was to blame there. Perhaps it could have been shot selection. He wasn't in a great position to execute that shot.
Six, 7.
Oh, nice play
7.
from the defending champion here at the Star Australian Open, Tian Houwei. Cross-court smash. Level at 7 apiece.
All good. There's another challenge here.
Lindan
I think
challenge.
he's right to challenge too. We've got a pretty good view of that line, and I would have called that out.
You sticking with your call?
Well, if I'm
You haven't
wrong,
been good so far.
if I'm wrong, I'm going to go and get my varifocals checked out. Off to the opticians tomorrow morning.
Challenge unsuccessful. Lindan, no challenge remaining.
That's it. Lindan's
over.
got no more challenges.
8,
Neither
7.
of you. Jill?
All credibility of Jill Clark.
No. Just with Hawkeye, that's all.
8 all.
That's nice.
Service over, 9-8.
We've got, I'm going to get a signal from Mark Nichols. He's in the back of the box with us. Hey, do you get a sense like we do that it just, this match hasn't really taken off? It's just meandering along? Yes, we're getting the nod. It's just something. We need something.
Oh, there, the indication he wants the shuttle changed.
Are they trying to conserve energy for a final tomorrow? I don't know. Or are we expecting too much?
11-8 interval.
And we go to the mid-match interval. It is 11-8 to Tian Houwei. There's a little drink, the youngster. He certainly hasn't been intimidated so far in this match. He's been prepared to take it to
Court 1, 20 seconds.
His
Court 1, 20 seconds.
more experienced opponent. He's got his nose in front, looking to level this encounter, having lost the opening game 21-19.
Ready, Houwei. 11-8. Play.
That shuttle badly deflected by hitting the top of the tape on its way
Service over.
through.
9-11.
Hit me written all over it, and he did.
Lovely disguise. Tian Houwei left absolutely stranded.
Top. Service over. 12-11.
Change in shuttle there. That's out. Dragged it wide.
Service
That's
over.
wild.
12-all.
That one really wasn't even close.
We had to get one of those in. I get this feeling that
12.
Lin has got another gear, but he's not prepared to use it. Out, long. It's a little run here.
14-12.
6 of the last 7 points for Lin Dan. Oh, touch the edge, surely. Oh, Lin Dan thinks so too. No call from the
Service
umpire.
over. 13-14. All. $15, 14.
Want to be careful here. That's better.
Service over. 15 all. 16-15.
Just wonder now whether he'll lift to finish it off. That's out. He gets unforced errors like that, he won't have to lift.
15.
It'll be presented on a platter.
3 unforced errors in the last 3 rallies from Tian Houwei. Or was that 4?
Oh, one from the other end.
Service over, 16-17.
Oh,
Oh, no, no, no. Did you see that as in?
no,
I saw it as out.
so did I. Oh, he can't
Can't challenge.
challenge now.
Hasn't got any more challenges left.
There was no overrule from the umpire. She was right there. Maybe that's just the decision he needed to spark him into finishing this off.
18-17. Service over, 18-all.
That's a basic error.
The luck of the net cord from the defending champion.
19-18.
He's 2 points away from squaring this up. And I might add, not from brilliant play.
20. Game point.
These guys are gone
18.
cold. That's long. Still game
Service
point.
over, 19-20.
They'll have to do it against the serve of Lin Dan. I don't want to have a look at the breakdown
20.
of this game because there's going to be a whole lot of unforced errors.
Well, 20 all means that we need extra points until there's a clear 2-point winning margin. Yeah, fault. It touched the ground first. So having just saved 2 game points, now Lin Dan has a match point
20.
opportunity.
Service over,
Doesn't finish it off.
21-all.
That's well wide, that's not even close.
Service over, 22-21.
Second match point for Lin Dan.
That's it. Shot goes wide from Tian Houwei. And the match goes to Lin Dan, 21-19, 23-21 in 41 minutes.
21-19.
Bit of racket work here on the grip. A bit of fluids. The young Tian Houwei. This man is into the final. He is up against Simon Santoso of Indonesia. I don't know that these are going to make his highlight reel of his career. It was workmanlike. He got the job done and he's through to the final. All done in straight sets. 21-19, 23-21. He acknowledges his countrymen and opponent and the officials. And he is through to the finals. And here are the results of today's play. We had women's singles. Of course, it was semi-finals day, and you can see there the results. Mixed doubles, men's doubles. We had a men's singles semi-final, women's doubles, and men's singles. We look forward to your company tomorrow for finals day at the Star Australian Open Badminton Championships for 2014. See you then.